Hello, welcome back to another episode on Red Bull. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe and leave a like. Let's get into the story now. Thanks everyone for the kind words and advice.
Hello everyone. This is an original story. I am currently in a bad situation and I'm not sure if I am really doing the right thing. BTW, this is my first post here. So please excuse me if I'm missing any details, feel free to ask. So let's begin with my current situation. I am 25 am in a relationship since 5 years with my wife 27F. After I proposed to her during our trip to America in August 2015. We married legally on 04/06/2016. And in church on 09/07/2016. We went to our honeymoon 2 weeks after the wedding departure 11/07/2016. During this time I noticed for the first time that she's always texting on her phone and tries to hide the phone or shut off the display when I try to look who she's writing to when I asked her. She was always texting her friends or sister. This got me suspicious, and with the beginning of our second week I took her phone while she was asleep, first time ever for me. I really trusted her. And that's how I found out that the woman I thought loved me, that I married 1 month prior, was cheating on me with someone else. I'm 39. Detail. It's the cook where she works. So they see each other daily during the week. As we still had to stay together for the rest of the week and our flight home. I didn't bring up the argument because I didn't want to fight over it on our honeymoon. I have no idea how I managed that. After further investigation, when we came home, I found out their relationship started at the end of November 2015. So after our engagement. But way prior to our wedding. I have no idea why she didn't bring it up to me, as we had plenty of time to cancel our wedding. And somehow I didn't notice it until it was too late. I didn't discuss this with my wife until now. So she doesn't know that I know. But I think she suspects that I might suspect something. We still have to choose our photos for our wedding album. And we still have to write all the thank you letters for the gifts we received. That's why I didn't discuss this argument until now. But I'm dying inside and I have to do something about this situation. In fact, I'm informing myself if I can kick her out of our house. We rented it together. The contracts show both names. And if our wedding can be legally cancelled or if I have to divorce. Relevant detail. The other guy is separated from his wife and has 2 children in their teens. He is not divorcing her right now as they have some loans to pay back. Also, they constantly talk about how much they love each other and they would like to live their love on 100%, but they can't right now. As far as I know, the plan is for her to have children with me, as the other guy's already had some, and then, when he's ready, divorced or whatever, they will get together. My point is that I feel guilty for thinking about divorce not more than 2 months after our wedding. As we had a big party and received a lot of gifts. But I can't really go on like this. I don't even know what I'm expecting from you guys. Maybe I need confirmation I'm doing the right thing to leave here and get divorced. Thank you for any advice you would bring up. Best regards. Update 22/08/2016. Discussed the matter with the lawyer in our office who doesn't really know about the matter. Gave me contact information of someone who should be able to help me. Going to call today/tomorrow and try to meet with her ASAP. I'll keep you guys updated how this will proceed. In the meantime, thank you all for your support. Update 23/08/2016. I talked to the lawyer. And he has to inform himself if having another relationship is legally enough to call in annulment of the marriage. In all her years of divorcing people, it's the first time someone calls her so soon after the marriage. She felt terribly bad for me. However, she informs herself and will let me know in a few days what options I have. I'll let you know when she talks to me. Update 25/08/2016. I can call in for annulment within 6 months of the marriage. I therefore have some spare time to talk to the priest if there's a way to annul the wedding in church. Also, this way I can first take my school exams next 2 weeks and then discuss all of this calmly with my wife. Problem being, I have no idea how to begin this discussion with her. Just like, hey, I know you're cheating on me sounds bad. Update 11/09/2016. As described on previous update, I can legally call for annulment of the marriage within 6 months. I also discussed with our priest. And apparently he is also able to call in for annulment. But he wanted me to first talk about this with my wife. Of course, he wasn't really proposed to call immediately for divorce and wanted me to let my wife decide if she wants to stay with me or not. But I'm not really sure if I want to let her decide. Because I don't think I can ever trust her again. The point is, Have no idea how I should begin this discussion with my wife, and I know there's never the perfect moment. But maybe you can give me some advice on that matter? What to say? What not to say? Priest told me I should not talk about her faults. I should talk about how my feelings are hurt and how I feel bad about our marriage because it isn't real. I should not talk about forgiving. I should talk about me offering to help her. I should tell her enough so she knows that I know she's cheating on me. But not too much. Also, probably it is better to meet first my lawyer to get an idea on the next steps. Also, talking about our house as we are renting it together contract shows both names. And only then talk with my wife. Story 2. I started dating my wife in 2000 and we were married in 2005. Our son was born in 2010. 13-year relationship. Married for 8. Son that is 3. 5 years old. Both of us have lots of family locally and good support bases for babysitting. Divorce would require the sale of our house and the relocation of her parents that rent a second house from us. I would retain that house and my wife would sell the one we live in. These issues were discussed and, on a macro level, were agreed to a few weeks back. For the past year or so I've suspected that my wife was having an emotional affair with one of her colleagues. I asked her about it many times every few days toward the end and even asked her if she had sex with him. Everything was denied. She claimed he was a friend and even showed me pictures of him and his family. Told me where he worked, same industry. Different company. And filled me in on some of their conversations. She was so lighthearted about it that I even started calling this guy her boyfriend. On November 17th we had dinner with her parents and he got brought up in the most casual of ways. My wife hesitated just 5 seconds longer than normal in her reaction to her parents and I knew that something was up. The next morning I took our family laptop and checked her iPhone backups for evidence. Turns out she had been sexting with him since early September and had been having a full-blown sexual affair with him since early October. I confronted her about it and she came clean. Admitting to everything, including a one-night stand with the guy back in February of 2013 at a work conference. So, in a nutshell, one-night stand in February 2013. Sexting in Sep 2013. And a dozen or so sexual encounters in October/November of 2013. The last bit included a 3-day honeymoon, his words, during a work conference in October. They had specific plans to continue this through February 2014 until the same conference that they met at a year before. They both had agreed in writing. Before I discovered them that they would end it after that. I had my wife get STD tests all clear and she will follow up in 6 months. She and I were sleeping together during the affair and have continued to do so after. The other guy. 42. Fairly successful. Married with 3 kids. Lives in the same town as us. I've ran into him already once when shopping. Point. We live nearby and will contend with running into each other from time to time. His wife, 42. Who doesn't work, doesn't know about the affair. My wife seemed to indicate that his wife would likely go ballistic and take him to the cleaners if she found out. My wife and I are in therapy, couples and individual, and we are still working to see if we want to stay together. At this point she is 50-50 and I'm 25-75 or 75-25 depending on the day. We are very civil with each other and I believe that there is still mutual love between us. As you would imagine, there is also a great deal of pain, mistrust, tension, resentment, and a host of other emotions. I think that the relationship is salvageable if we are both willing to put in a ton of work. An issue is I'm not sure that either of us can stomach the process for months and months or longer. We've discussed some of the reasons she did what she did, including some mutual faults in our relationship. We are working on those and I expect it to take a long time. In the meantime, I'm struggling with a few issues. I have a strong desire to tell his wife. I think it would be morally right and I'd feel some sense of righteousness in fixing that wrong. Consider it my way of getting back at him. The problem is that doing so may cause blowback on his career as well as my wife's. Thus, it could have blowback on me. I'm 99% sure I can't tell the wife, but I can't help but fantasize ways to tip her off while maintaining culpable deniability. If my wife and I do split up, I am currently vengeful enough that I'm 99% sure that I'm outing him to his wife. Note aforementioned cleaner's comment. Trust. I trust that my wife isn't sleeping or even communicating with this guy anymore. I have a good amount of proof that she is on the up and up, not to mention that I still have the iPhone backups complete with mutually damning photos and texts. If I were to catch them again at something, then it would be game over. The guy has a lot to lose should I go public. Having said that, My wife did sneak around with impunity for a few months, so I have some basic issue of who the fuck is this person that I'm married to. Basically, I assume everything she says is a lie until I can reasonably verify it through independent research. How have other people learned to trust again? My child. At 3. 5, he is very young and won't likely remember much of mommy and daddy as a couple if she and I were to split up now. In a year that won't be the case. Right now he's pretty oblivious to our issues, as for the most part we've kept calm when he is in the house. I'm sure, however, that he can sense the tension between us. I know for a fact that both she and I are likely more short with him. Has anyone else in the group been in similar situations with similar aged children? How did you handle things and how did it work out for your kids? Who to confide in? She has told her parents, sister, and a close friend. I have told the same plus a few out-of-town friends. In a nutshell, we've largely hidden this from local friends, coworkers, etc. Of course, there is a part of me that wants to stand on a metaphorical mountaintop and let everyone know. Realistically. However, if we do work through this, I'm not sure I want that ghost to forever follow us in a public setting. Lastly, any other tips, questions, comments, etc.? I'm sure I missed some stuff.
Thank you for watching.